Namaste to all the beautiful and awakened souls who are here today. Thank you for giving me a few minutes of your precious time. I promise you, what I'm about to share may appear simple, but it holds the power to change the way you see your life, your purpose, and your destiny. Let us begin with the truth that is subtle, yet deeply life transforming. Our karma is not defined by what we do on the outside. It is shaped by what we carry within. Yes, we may walk, talk, donate, help, serve, love, and live. These are all outer expressions. And while the world may only see these external actions, the divine and our own soul are quietly observing something far more important: our intentions. What truly matters is the feeling behind the act, the thought behind the smile, the wish we hold in our hearts for others. It is this inner landscape, which is our true intent, that writes the real story of our karma. This is the hidden truth of karma. We are not the doers, God is the true doer. We are merely instruments in the hands of the Almighty. It is our ego that makes us believe we are the ones acting. But the truth is, we cannot even take a single step without the divine will. No matter how many strategies we craft or how many plans we make, nothing can unfold unless it is aligned with His will. We don't even know whether we will survive the very next moment. So then, what truly lies in our hands? The only thing that genuinely belongs to us is our intent. What we are thinking, feeling, and holding deep within our hearts. That is our true karma. Even if no one sees what's inside us, we see it. Our own soul is the witness, recording every thought and every emotion. Whether we realize it or not, every day we are shaping our destiny, not only through what we do, but through the intention behind what we do. And the truth is, knowingly or unknowingly, almost everyone ends up doing something that is undesired, impure, or misaligned. Not because of the action itself, but because of the intention behind it. We may help someone but expect praise. We may speak gently but with hidden sarcasm. We may smile outwardly while secretly holding resentment. These small misalignments often go unnoticed by the world, but they are not missed by the soul. Our inner world is constantly writing the script of our future. And unless we become deeply aware of the energy we carry within, even our good actions may carry a karmic weight. That is why self-awareness is not just important, it is urgent. Only when we pause and ask ourselves, why am I really doing this? We begin to cleanse our intent. And in that moment of honesty, transformation begins. Behind every outer action, there lies an inner force that shapes its true meaning, and that force is intention. We may appear helpful, generous, or kind, but if the heart is filled with pride, jealousy, anger, or selfish motives, then the action loses its spiritual value. And this is the quiet truth of life, which our soul always knows. We may fool the world, win praise, or maintain appearances, but deep within, our true energy is recorded. Karma is not built just through what we do. It is shaped by why we do it. The real story of our life is written not in the outer world, but in the inner vibrations we carry each moment. It is not perfection that is asked of us, but awareness. The moment we start becoming aware of our intent, a shift begins, a cleansing begins, and slowly we move from a mechanical living to a soulful living, from illusion to truth, from reaction to reflection. It is our prime duty to realign ourselves on a daily basis, to purify our intents. This is a continuous process. We will fall from the path again and again, but we must constantly bring ourselves back, and that is precisely why we are human. We are blessed with the power to realign ourselves. If I want to move my soul to the higher dimensions of life, then I will have to constantly work on my intents. Without inner cleansing, without conscious awareness of what I carry within, I cannot ascend to higher states of being. Elevation is not a matter of outer success, but of inner truth. God is ever ready to forgive our actions, if in each and every act our intent was pure. But for that, we must surrender our ego completely. Only then can we truly be called human beings. If I declare that a particular failure was due to my destiny, then I must also have the courage to say that whatever I have achieved in life was not because of me, but because of the grace of the Almighty God. Without that grace, I would not even have the power to take a single step. If I can express this truth with complete sincerity, without any desire for recognition or praise before those around me, I can begin to lighten my karmic burden and strengthen the path of my destiny. And if I can do this with clear and true intent, then I am a true human being. And only then I am the best instrument of the Almighty God. This is the secret. This is the real karma. This is the path to peace, purpose, and divine progress. If you can take just this one idea with you today, that your intention is your karma, you will begin to walk a completely different path, a higher path, a lighter path, and slowly you will see how everything in your life begins to change from the inside out. Let us now explore this truth together, step by step. We are not the doers, we are the instruments. It is our intent that becomes our true karma. From morning to night, we perform countless actions, walking, speaking, working, helping, deciding. But pause for a moment and ask yourself, are we really doing all this on our own? Take a simple example. You decide to get up and walk. Your will is strong. But just as you rise, your leg goes numb, or a wave of dizziness strikes, and you fall. Why couldn't you act, even though you wanted to? Because the truth is, we are not the real doers. The energy that moves our body, the breath that keeps us alive, the strength that lets us act, all come from the divine. We are the instruments, not the source. Just like a pen in the hand of a writer, we do not create anything by ourselves. The writer expresses through the pen. The divine expresses through us. The body is the tool, the mind is the ink, but the hand that moves it all belongs to the higher power. Without that power, even the simplest action becomes impossible. So what truly belongs to us? There is only one thing, our intent, the inner motive, the silent seed behind every thought, word and action. Intent is invisible to the world, but crystal clear to the soul. It cannot be judged by what we do, but by what we feel while doing it. It's not about appearances, it's about the inner truth. Consider this simple contrast. A wealthy man donates food, but does it only for the social media praise. The action looks noble, but the intent is rooted in ego. Now imagine a poor man walking past a hungry child. He has nothing to give, but he pauses and prays deeply for that child's well-being. Though he gives nothing materially, his intent shines with purity and love. The world may applaud the giver, but the divine listens to the silent prayer. Intent cannot be measured by wealth, status or rituals. It is not captured by cameras. It is recorded only in the consciousness of the soul. And this is the hidden law. Our intent becomes our karma. Not just for this life, but for all the lives to come. Actions may be influenced by fate or circumstance, but intent is born of free will and from the sacred space where the soul meets the conscience. So remember this, we may not control outcomes. We may not always succeed in our efforts, but we can always choose why we act. Let us act with love, not pride, with sincerity, not show, with compassion, not calculation. Because even if the world misunderstands us, a pure intent never goes to waste. It is the soul's most sacred offering to the divine. What is intent? Intent is not what our hands do. It is what our heart feels and what our mind silently whispers while doing it. It is the invisible seed behind every visible action, the inner energy that flows quietly beneath the surface of our behavior. Intent is the true measure of our soul's direction. Let's explore this more deeply with a simple example. Imagine a man caring for his sick relative. He gives medicine, prepares food, and even stays up all night. To the outside world, he appears to be deeply compassionate. But inside, he is thinking, "Oh God, how long will this go on? I can't take this anymore. I hope this ends soon." Then, while his actions seem noble, his inner intent is filled with irritation, fatigue, and negativity. In this case, he may receive praise from others, but in the spiritual realm, his karma is not pure. Now take another example. A poor man walks past someone who is clearly in pain. He has no money, no food, and no medicine to offer. But in his heart, he silently thinks, "I wish I had the power to take away your suffering. I pray that someone comes and helps you." This heartfelt, sincere wish comes from a place of true empathy and selflessness. This is pure intent. Even though he did not perform any physical action, the spiritual impact is profound. His karma shines with purity. This is the divine law. God is not watching our hands, He is watching our heart. Intent is never for show. We can act kind and generous in front of the world, but only we and God know our true inner voice. We can cheat the world, wear different masks, and perform rituals, but we cannot hide our intent from our own soul. And this intent, moment by moment, is what shapes our destiny. It is not the drama of our outer life, but the truth of our inner life that determines our spiritual journey. Let us now reflect on a powerful example that reveals the hidden truth behind karma, not through outer action, but through inner intent. Consider a wealthy man who donates large sums of money to charity. His name appears in newspapers, he is invited to events, and people applaud him, admire him, and call him generous. But deep down, this man is not motivated by compassion. His real intention lies elsewhere. In his mind, he may be thinking, "Let everyone see how great I am, let them know how rich I am. This donation will increase my name, fame, and influence." Though his action looks noble on the outside, the underlying intention is rooted in ego. He is not giving to serve others, he is giving to serve himself. So what does he gain? Yes, he receives the award, but it is limited to this life. He enjoys popularity, social status, and public admiration. But all these rewards are temporary. They vanish within this lifetime and add no value to his soul's higher journey. In the language of the divine, it is as if he has already received full payment in advance. The karmic balance sheet shows paid, closed, finished. Now let us see the other side, the story of a poor man. He owns very little. His clothes are modest. His home is small and his pockets are nearly empty. Yet, his heart overflows with goodness. Every day he observes suffering around him and silently prays, "Oh God, please bless these people. If I ever have enough, I will serve them, feed them, and build homes for them. Please make me capable." His dreams of giving are not born out of pride or desire for recognition, but from a genuine longing to ease the pain of others. Though he performs no visible actions and no one hears his name, his intent rises like the fragrance to the heavens. This poor man is not poor in the eyes of God. He is rich in spirit. In the divine balance sheet, he is quietly accumulating the immense wealth of pure karma. Such a soul is preparing the destiny of a king. In a future life, the divine may bless him with wealth, power, and influence, because his soul has already shown that it will use these gifts with compassion and humility. This is how intent works, like a sacred seed planted in the soil of eternity. Actions may end in the moment, but intent lives on. It travels with our soul, shaping our journey life after life. We cannot hide our intent. In this world, we all learn how to act. We smile when we are expected to, speak kind words when needed, and offer help when it enhances our image. Often the world applauds these gestures. People believe what they see and hear. But there is one witness that cannot be fooled, our own soul. We may appear calm and kind outwardly, but if our hearts are silently burning with jealousy, anger, ego, or selfishness, then it is that inner truth, not the outer show, that becomes our real karma. Consider this: we may offer a gift to someone, but if the real feeling behind it is, I'm only giving this because I have to, I don't really want to, then the action loses its spiritual value. It may earn us social respect but not spiritual credit. We can wear the mask of generosity, speak sweet words, and perform noble acts in public. But the true intent behind those actions is recorded not in the minds of others, but deep within our own soul. That soul is our eternal witness. It is silent but never asleep. It watches us when no one else is looking. It knows the truth behind every smile, every word, every step. This is where real karma is created, not in the visible world, but in the invisible space within us. That's why saints and enlightened beings often say, we can deceive the whole world, but we can never deceive ourselves. Our inner record, our intentions, our silent thoughts, our hidden desires, these are all what shape our future. They are the raw material of our destiny. And this is also why sometimes, even when someone appears outwardly successful, they still feel a sense of emptiness inside. Their inner life is not aligned with truth or goodness, and that disconnect becomes their suffering. Real peace and spiritual growth begin only when our intent is pure, no matter what we can or cannot accomplish in the external world. Then why do good people suffer? This is a question that troubles many gentle hearts. Why do good people suffer? Why do those with pure intentions go through hardship? Why are those who lie, cheat, and hurt others living in comfort and luxury? The answer to this cannot be found on the surface. It lies much deeper, within the divine laws that transcend the boundaries of a single lifetime. We often forget a profound truth. This one life is not the whole story. It is just one chapter in the eternal journey of the soul. Consider the example of two farmers. One is harvesting a lush golden crop, while the other is working tirelessly under the scorching sun, yet his field remains dry and barren. The farmer enjoying a rich harvest is reaping the rewards of seeds he sowed long ago. The other may have suffered from poor soil or storms in the past, but now he is sowing new seeds with love, patience, and dedication. Human life is no different. Some people who live in great comfort today may simply be enjoying the fruits of their past good karma. But if they now act with pride, cruelty, or selfishness, they are planting seeds of future suffering. On the other hand, a person with a pure heart may be facing pain and helplessness today. Yet, if they continue to walk the path of truth with love and integrity, they are silently planting the seeds of immense joy and peace for the future. Their next chapter, their next life, or even the coming years could bloom like a beautiful garden. This is why we must never judge the journey of our soul by what we see today. We only witness a small fragment of their story, while the divine sees the entire picture, past, present, and the silent intent behind every action. The divine is not unjust. It never sleeps. It works with a wisdom far beyond human understanding or impatience. What truly matters is not what we are going through, but what we are becoming through it. Suffering is not always a punishment. It can be a purification, a sacred process through which the soul is lifted higher. So let us not lose heart. Let us keep our intentions pure. Let us speak with love. Let us act with compassion. Let us trust that the silent work of our soul will never go unrewarded. In the eyes of the world, it may seem like nothing, but in the eyes of God, it is everything. Our intent shapes our next life. Have you ever wondered what truly determines our next birth? It is not our appearance, our wealth, or even our visible actions. Rather, it is something far more subtle and powerful, our intent. The thoughts we carry each day, the emotions that stir deeply in our hearts, and the silent wishes we hold for others all contribute to the energy of our soul. When this life comes to an end, the divine does not evaluate us based on how much we earned, how many languages we spoke, or how fashionable we looked. Instead, it measures the vibration of our inner world, our true intent. To understand this better, consider a few simple examples. If a person lives in constant fear, always concerned with survival and self-protection, their inner energy aligns with a more instinctual, lower form of life. If someone's thoughts are filled with cruelty, manipulation, or desire to harm, their soul may attract a life that reflects those traits. Conversely, if a person lives with kindness, selflessness, and unconditional love, even if they have very little materially, they are nurturing the soul of higher being, preparing for a more elevated and noble journey ahead. We should also look around us at the vast diversity of life. Why is a lizard a lizard? Why is a crocodile a crocodile? Why are they not human beings? What kind of unresolved karma or wrong intents might have shaped their current form? These are not just random creations, they are manifestations of energies molded by intention and consciousness from past cycles. And so, we must reflect. What kind of intent should we hold? What kind of inner purity must we nurture so that we do not get stuck in such a vicious cycle of life, drifting further away from awareness and liberation? The universe is both intelligent and compassionate. It does not punish. It merely reflects what we carry within. Our soul always takes a form that matches its current vibration. Just as water takes the shape of the container it is poured into, our next birth becomes the mirror of our present inner state. That is why saints and enlightened masters have long said, "Watch your thoughts, for they become your destiny." It helps to gently ask ourselves, what are my dominant thoughts? Are they filled with fear or with love? Do I think about helping others or only about myself? When I smile, is my heart smiling too? Every moment of sincere intention shapes the journey of our soul. Each pure thought lifts us higher, not just in this lifetime, but in the lifetimes yet to come. Let us therefore live each day not only with good deeds, but with a pure heart and intent. Because in the vast divine design of the universe, who we are within is who we are becoming. Human life is a great opportunity. Among all forms of life in this vast universe, being born as a human is one of the greatest blessings. It is not merely a chance to exist. It is a sacred opportunity to evolve, awaken, and transform. What makes human life so special is our gift of conscious awareness, the rare ability to look within, to reflect, to discern right from wrong, to rise above mere instincts, and to guide our journey with deliberate intent. Animals live based on natural instincts such as hunger, fear, survival, and reproduction. Their actions are not shaped by reflection or deep self-inquiry. On the other hand, celestial beings or gods may enjoy lives filled with pleasure and divine experiences, but their evolution is often paused. They are not engaged in the same kind of growth journey. Humans, however, stand at a unique turning point. We are the bridge between the earthly and the divine. We alone possess the power to shape our future, to consciously choose our thoughts, emotions, and actions. We can choose to forgive instead of holding on to hatred, to serve others instead of seeking only selfish gain, to feel love even in the face of hurt, and to pray not just for ourselves but for the well-being of others. These choices may not always be easy, but they are always available to us. And these are what make our lives truly meaningful. Even if we are unable to perform grand deeds like building hospitals or feeding thousands, our small, heartfelt actions hold immense spiritual value. A kind word to someone in pain, a silent prayer for someone we barely know, or choosing silence over anger. These are not insignificant. These are the subtle steps that polish and uplift the soul. To walk this sacred path, however, we must begin with inner cleansing. Each day we must ask ourselves, am I harboring jealousy? Is greed hiding in my desires? Is ego steering my decisions? Just as we clean our physical homes, we must learn to clean our inner space as well. And in place of these heavy emotions, we must plant the seeds of love, service, compassion, gratitude, and humility. When the heart becomes light, the soul begins to soar. And when we live with purity of intent, we begin to truly honor the divine gift of human life. Let us not waste this precious chance. Let us live not merely for ourselves, but as quiet channels of light in a world that longs for healing and peace. A final reflection when life isn't ideal. Some of you may be wondering, is it really possible to live like this all the time? What about real world situations? Like when there is a dangerous mosquito in the room and I have no option but to kill it to protect my family. What happens to our intent then? This is a very real and valid concern. Let us be clear. We are not living in caves or forests as saints. We live in a society surrounded by duties, dangers, and responsibilities. Life is full of situations where choices are not easy and where we may have to take difficult actions. But even in those moments, the intent behind our action still matters more than the action itself. Am I killing the mosquito with anger or cruelty? Or am I doing it with a heavy heart to simply protect those I love and with a prayer that no living being should suffer harm? The karma is not in the act. It lies in the consciousness with which we act. Even in the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna told Arjuna to fight, not out of hate, but out of duty, with detachment and humility. Dharma sometimes requires action, but that action, when done from the space of awareness, compassion, and surrender, does not bind us in the karma. So the real question is not whether we act, but how we act. Can we keep love and humility in our hearts even when facing challenges? Can we pray for those we hurt unintentionally? Can we remember that we are instruments, not the doers? We will all make mistakes, we will fail. But if we keep returning to the right intent, if we keep purifying our motives, we grow. That's the journey. That's what it means to be human. And if I can say, even after a lifetime of success, it was not me, but the grace of God. If I can walk in this world with pure intent, with a surrendered ego, then I become the best instrument in the hands of the Almighty. Now let's sum it up, the true secret of destiny. Let us return to the essence of all that has been shared. Karma is not merely about what your hands are doing. It is not limited to outward actions. True karma lies in what our heart is feeling while we act. Two people may perform the same task, speak the same words, give the same donation, or offer the same service, but their intentions may be completely different. And it is that difference that holds the real weight. One may act out of genuine love, while the other is driven by pride. One may give with humility, the other with a desire for recognition. One may forgive from the soul, while the other only forgives with words. Our destiny is not shaped by what the world sees, it is shaped by what our soul knows to be true. So, live each moment with a clean heart, speak with pure intentions, help others with a selfless mind, rejoice in the happiness of others, wish well even to those who have hurt you. Let the beauty of your inner world reflect outwardly, for that is the real secret. That is the hidden key to lasting peace, steady progress, and ultimately true liberation. And remember, in this life, there will be many situations, that lie beyond our control. Sometimes an influential person may act in a way that causes pain or imbalance to millions. In such moments, instead of directing our energy towards anger or blame, let us rise higher. Let us hold an inner intention for the healing, protection, and upliftment of those millions. Even when our hands can do nothing, our heart can still carry a silent blessing. That blessing has power. That intention carries light. Because intention is energy, it flows beyond borders, beyond logic, beyond resistance. Your silent blessings may reach where your voice cannot. So do whatever you do with purity of intent. Let your actions be humble, but let your heart be rich. Even a quiet intention for the good of others is more powerful than 1,000 empty rituals. God does not measure us by the size of our actions, but by the depth of our sincerity. Let your inner life be rich, gentle, kind, and full of divine purpose. Even when no one is watching, your soul is. And in the eyes of the divine, a single moment of genuine, selfless intent is more powerful than a lifetime of hollow deeds. Thank you for listening, not just with your ears, but with your heart, your soul, and your spirit. Let us walk forward together, more aware, more loving, and more intentional. For the future is not shaped merely by what we do, but by who we are becoming within. Thank you. A closing prayer of intention. May my thoughts be pure and my heart be light. May I act not from ego but from love. May I walk each step in awareness and speak each word with kindness. May I learn from my pain and rise with grace. May my intentions remain clear even in confusion, and may they carry more weight than any outer action. And when no one is watching, may my soul still choose what is right. Let me become what I seek. Let my life be a quiet offering to the divine.